Hey guys, welcome to the Liberal Hive Mind, a channel solely focused on exposing the abundant hypocrisy of the left. Okay, so I guess finally we're having the conversation, huh? After years of going through this nonsense, after years of these push polls, these fake polls, these scam polls, these suppression polls, whatever you want to call them, it seems as though the left finally wants to have the conversation. You know, I think they're finally realizing that these push polls don't exactly help them. Gaslighting your entire base into thinking that you're winning and getting ready for a big landslide victory only to have it pulled out from under you probably isn't the greatest of scenarios now, is it? I think we're likely to start seeing some significant changes in the polling industry, and I want to have a conversation about that. I want to show you guys a clip from Jon Stewart that spurred this video. I want to show you guys, and then I want to have a conversation about it, of course. We got some stuff to get into, so let's roll the tape. All right, folks, so just take a look at this.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to The Daily Show. It hasn't been completely called yet. We don't exactly know what all the results are going to be. Our time is running out. I do want to very quickly send a quick message to all the pollsters, the election pollsters. Blow me. I don't ever want to from you again, ever. I don't ever want to hear, we've corrected for the overcorrection of the voters. You don't know about and I don't care for you.
Well, you know exactly what that means, right? You know exactly what needs to be said here. There's only one appropriate response: we told you so. Oh, that feels good. You know, it's yet again another victory lap. After years and years of being gaslit and being told that we're the crazy people, we're the ones who are in denial. All the pollsters that we follow, those are just Republican bias garbage polls. After all of this, I think the conversation is now over. The polling industry is either incompetent or utterly corrupt. I'm not going to delve into theories and suggest that I know definitively that there's foul play, but I'll tell you one thing, I certainly suspect it. It's like I've been saying, frankly, for years, but really, I've been talking a lot about it lately. It's obvious what these pollsters are doing. They're putting their thumbs on the scale. It's time to realize that, and really, leftoids, it's time to get out of your bubble, and it's time to join us in the real world, in reality town. You know, it's time to log off from Kamala Harris's Fortnite Freedom Town and join us in the real world. You are being played. You got a bunch of corporate entities here, big money corporations, institutions, the powers that be, let's call them, who are doing it on purpose. They're manipulating you. They want you tuned in constantly, eyes glued to TikTok, Facebook, and Instagram, getting fed 24/7 propaganda, turning on the TV, eyes glued to the screen on CNN and MSNBC. Oh, Donald Trump's campaign is flailing. Kamala Harris is leading everywhere. She's likely to win. A constant barrage of fake narratives, fake news, fear-mongering nonsense, and fake polls. Wake up, snap out of it. It's obviously a manipulation. It's obviously a mirage that they've created to keep you controlled, subservient. You know, that's probably why the reaction is always so emotional when Donald Trump ends up winning, because they're not prepared for it. You're living in a bubble. You know, I noticed this all over social media in the election aftermath. So many people asking, how could this happen? Where did this come from? It's obvious that they're surprised. It's obvious that they don't get it. But if you paid attention, you would have gotten it. The writing was on the wall. The writing has been on the wall. And it's been every single election from 2016 to 2020 to now 2024. You have been lied to. You continue to be lied to. And I know some people are going to suggest, well, Joe Biden won in 2020. Yeah, but he won by 40,000 votes. Meanwhile, the polls were suggesting that he was going to enjoy astronomical leads across the swing states. He didn't. There were polling average misses anywhere from 2 to 7 points in the swing states. That's insane. And yet every election season, you have the copium left continuing to come back to these Quinnipiac polls. Marist, The Morning Compost, New York Times Siena. Horrible pollsters. Even Fox News sucks. It's totally wild. You have these pollsters that release their results and they say, we have a margin of error of 2.5 to 3 points. Give me a break. You know, this coming from the pollsters who are off by anywhere from 5 to 6 to sometimes 10 over the last couple of election cycles. Now, I have to admit the pollsters have gotten a little bit better this season, but look at last election. Look at 2016. You had some polls suggesting that Joe Biden's ahead by 15 points. Are you leftoids going to wake up and realize that you're being lied to? I think it's finally time to come to that realization. North Carolina was never in play. The one poll that you guys were relying on, like I keep saying, oversampled Democrats by 8 points. In red North Carolina, as if there's 8% more Democrats in the state. That is insane. And yet you guys led with that, suggesting that North Carolina's a swing state, and then spent millions upon millions of dollars in the state trying to flip it. You're out of your minds. Texas is in play. Colin Allred's gonna beat Ted Cruz. You're out of your mind. Trump won Texas by what, like 13 points this time? All the Democrat gains we've seen over the last decade and a half wiped out. Over. So much for Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez's prediction that Texas is gonna turn blue in the near future. Texas was never in play. Iowa was never in play. These pollsters are lying to you. They're manipulating you. They're manipulating your emotions. But most importantly, they're trying to manipulate sentiment. And it's gotta stop. People gotta start paying attention to the crosstabs. None of it made sense. We've got party identification soaring to all-time highs for Republicans, Republican voter registration in the most important big swing states, all trending right, Republicans making gains in the hundreds of thousands when it comes to party registration, yet your polls continue to show huge Democrat oversampling. It's completely absurd, and that's why me and my colleagues in the independent right space media got it right this time. In 2020, we didn't get it right. But in 2020, we might have underestimated a couple factors and overestimated the polling misses. But fundamentally, even though we got the election wrong, we were still right when it came to the general inaccuracy of these polls. And now this time, we're totally vindicated. Absolutely and utterly vindicated. These polls are garbage. They're obviously being manipulated. They're putting their thumbs on the scale. And you leftists who continue to get fooled by them, well, there's only one appropriate thing to say.
Congratulations, you played yourself.
You played yourselves. And at this point, I think the denial has to stop. There's been so much denial within the Democrat Party. They just block their ears and close their eyes and pretend as if nothing's happening. All kinds of flashing warning signs that Democrats are essentially losing their base. You're losing black voters, Hispanic voters. You're not making the gains you think you are with female voters. You're losing the working class. And the Democrat response was, that's not actually happening. Look at our push poll. That makes me feel all warm and fuzzy inside. Take the blinders off. Open your eyes. You people have lost the freaking plot. It's time to come back to reality. But I don't know about you guys, I have this strong feeling that the Democrats would rather continue living in their fantasy. Maybe this is what they want. Maybe they secretly want Donald Trump, because that environment gives them relevance. It gives them the platform to complain and whine and pretend as if they're the resistance, fighting against the impeding threat of fascism. Maybe it's all just one big LARP. I don't know what it is, but I know one thing. It's certainly ridiculous. Anyways, that's pretty much what I got for you guys on this one. Just wanted to vent a little bit about the polls and frankly take my 2024 victory lap. I took a lot of heat for my 2020 election prediction, but I guess you could say I've been vindicated. And boy, does vindication feel swell. That's it. That's what I got for you guys. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.